An intrusion of magma was just detected below an often snow-covered towering volcano which reaches a height of 4,650 meters or 15,256 feet. This is not ongoing in the United States, but rather in the nation of Colombia, where the Purace Volcano just had its alert level raised from yellow to orange on May 3rd. In other words, of the 20 currently well-monitored volcanoes within Colombia, Purace currently has the overall highest alert level, even being higher than the actively erupting Nevado del Ruiz volcano. The reason? While Nevado del Ruiz is erupting and producing ash, its eruption is currently at a low intensity, which fits its current alert level of yellow. On the other hand, Purace is now displaying scientific parameters so high that an eruption could follow which is larger than Nevado del Ruiz's weak current activity. This andesitic stratovolcano, which is built on top of a dacite shield volcano, has been displaying slow month-over-month increases across the board since December of last year. This largely consisted of increasing rates of shallow earthquakes and increased fumarole and hot spring temperatures. Well, this increasing trend began escalating around April 5th when the ground between two of Purace's largest craters, Purace and Curaguina, began to rise. This uplift during the next 3 weeks totaled what I estimate to be about an inch, and while seemingly insignificant, this indicates the upward migration of an intrusion of magma. Further escalation occurred on April 29th when a sudden increase in both the number and magnitude of volcanotectonic earthquakes occurred alongside the detection of quakes caused by fluid movement. While this fluid could simply be groundwater, I see no reason to suggest that it wasn't rising magma. Supporting this assertion, increasing and unusually high levels of carbon dioxide and more importantly sulfur dioxide were detected, with the latter generally only being measured when shallow magma is present. Seismic activity has now remained at a very high level for 6 days, and as a result, somewhere or at multiple points along a 2-kilometer long stretch of land could soon be the site of a brand new volcanic eruption. As a result, a notice was sent out telling everyone to avoid climbing within several kilometers of Purace's active craters. While the Purace volcano has produced viscous lava flows, most of its eruptions are explosive but small to moderate in size and cause ash to fall primarily within 10 kilometers of a given erupting vent. Because the Purace volcano is not located too close to any large settlements, the main threats such an eruption could pose are the generation of lahars along river channels and drainages surrounding the volcano, which by all means should be avoided if you suddenly witness an eruption plume. Much like the Taal volcano in the Philippines, Purace largely follows a pattern of frequent eruptions for a several-year time span, probably indicating a shallow batch of magma which is reused in multiple eruptions, only to be followed by a 5 to several decades-long period of no or very few eruptions occurring. Such active periods occurred during 1899 to 1906, 1924 to 1927, 1946 to 1949, 1956 to 1957, and now we appear to be in another such period. As, once during both 2022 and 2023, the Purace volcano produced a weak eruption which deposited very small amounts of ash first along a 40-meter or 131-foot long fissure, and then within its most active volcanic crater. If Purace was to erupt, well, it could very well produce another such weak phreatic eruption that no one nearby notices. Its recent activity is more intense than the build-up to the prior 2 eruptions. Thus, I caution for the potential of up to 5-kilometer high ash plumes and the possible generation of short to moderate distance pyroclastic flows which could occur. Unlike Indonesia's Ruang volcano, thankfully Purace has not produced eruptions rating on the Volcanic Explosivity Index as anything higher than a 3 in historic times.